many farmers in the area, Jack Ellis kept various pieces of agricultural machinery remote from his house, but near the fields. The doors to the smaller barn stood open. Inside, Adam could see the flicker of torches darting like fireflies about the walls and ceiling. He wriggled his bulk onto the bank to steady himself and the camera. These thefts were happening all over the region these days, but no one seemed willing or able to find enough evidence to stop it. Well, he, Adam Crane, was going to provide all the photographic evidence needed to complete the dossier he had already drawn up. He had a damn good idea which locals were involved. There was a grinding noise from inside the barn, followed by a clang as something fell to the ground. One of the men was speaking. Adam couldn't make out the exact words, but by the tone of his voice he was trying to hurry the other two. Someone opened the bonnet of a car. Now all the torches were pointed to the same place, the shadowy figures peering into an engine. Taking the lens cap off and placing the camera carefully on the edge of the bank, Adam zoomed in, like a paparazzo spotting a film star. He pressed the shutter. Shit, shit, shit! The camera fired off a series of rapid shots, the flash lighting the darkness like a strobe. Urgent voices from the barn made it clear that they'd seen it. Adam shot down the bank, then struggled along the ditch, trying hard not to make any noise, until he reached the cover of the hedge. He slumped against the bank. "You fucking idiot," he hissed to himself. His heart was pounding, his chest heaving with fear and unaccustomed exercise. Forcing himself to peer through the tangle of vegetation at the base of the hedge, he could see the beams of 2 torches heading out of the barns, shadowy figures behind them. Their movement triggered the outdoor lights fastened above the doors, which blazed across the yard and into the field beyond. The 2 men were backlit so that he couldn't make out their features. One of them began to move towards him along the bank above the ditch. The other moved in the opposite direction, along the cart track. The light from the yard cast an inky shadow from the hedge into the ditch. At least he'd had enough sense to wear black clothes. Knowing that any movement would attract their attention, he fought the impulse to get up and make a run for it. He braced himself and dropped to one knee. The evil-smelling water soaked his trousers and ran like ice into his boots. He waited, shivering. The man came to a stop at the hedge and shone his torch around. Adam tried to hold his breath. The yard lights timed out, then cut in again. His pursuer walked back along the top of the ditch. He'd got away with it. Fuck, that was close. Adam took a deep breath. The man dislodged something lying in the grass and bent to pick it up. Holding it up to examine it in the light from his torch, he whistled and beckoned to the other man on the cart track. They inspected the item. Camera lens cap. Someone spying on us. Can't have gone far. The second man swung his torch around, searching the ditch and field beyond. The splintered beam passed through the hedge, inches above Adam's head. They moved along the ditch, one in each direction, their powerful torches swinging in arcs like prison searchlights. Fear galvanized Adam. He shot upright and began to race along the ditch like a startled animal, spattering water wildly, not caring how much racket he was making. With a yell, one of the men jumped into the ditch and started to chase after him. Adam lumbered along, sheer panic flooding him with adrenaline. In all his 65 years, he had never been more afraid than he was now, not even on riot duty. He could hear his pursuer gaining on him until there was a sharp cry, followed by a sudden splash. Adam hoped the man had been caught in the same brambles he was fighting. It had given him a slim chance. An engine turned over and, headlights on full, a Land Rover Defender careered out of the barn at speed. Someone had managed to get the vehicle started. "Come back!" Adam heard the man on the bank shout to his pursuer. "Faster in the landy!" They'd be armed. These types always were. He'd be safer in the middle of the fields, harder to find. Adam struggled on. His chest felt as though it was bound with a steel band. He drew short, rasping breaths, and his vision clouded with red flashes. The mud in the bottom of the ditch was sucking at his boots, and his thighs burned with the effort of pulling them out. One Wellington became embedded in the slime. Not daring to stop and retrieve it, he stumbled on. The rubbish in the bottom of the ditch sliced into the sole of his foot.